Once upon a time, men were just men. Then the internet happened. Now you're either an alpha, a beta, or a sigma. Because apparently your entire personality can be diagnosed by a Greek letter and a YouTube comment section. You've been sorted like Hogwarts houses, but for testosterone levels. Like some kind of social fraternity you never pledged to but somehow got initiated into. Congratulations. You're now part of a hierarchy you didn't ask for, judged by rules no one agreed on, and labeled by people who probably still live with their moms. Funny thing about men, we used to be judged by what we did. Now we're judged by whether the internet thinks we're alpha, beta, or sigma. 3 men walk into a room. 1 commands it. 1 blends into it. 1 ignores it entirely. Tonight, we're going to peel back the layers, not to box men in, but to understand the forces that shape how we lead, how we connect, and how we stand apart. The fascination with these archetypes isn't new. Ancient tribes had leaders, followers, and outsiders. Modern workplaces have bosses, employees, and freelancers. Even in friendships, you'll see the alpha who organizes, the beta who supports, and the sigma who drifts in and out. These roles are not fixed, they're fluid. But they reveal something about how men navigate power and belonging. Part 1. The Archetypes: Leader, Follower, Loner. Let's break this down. What we're really talking about are 3 core social roles. These roles show up in every group dynamic, from playgrounds to boardrooms, from dating apps to dinner tables. Now we'll break them down bit by bit in order to understand what these actually are and how they help us find out little bits of ourselves which may have eluded us for some time. I'll let my colleagues tell you more.
The leader or alpha is the one who walks into a room and doesn't need to announce his presence. The room does it for him. He's assertive, confident, and often physically dominant. He thrives in competition, commands respect, and usually ends up in charge whether he asked for it or not. They show traits such as charisma, decisiveness, dominance, and ambition. He takes on the social role of leading the pack. He sets the tone and takes initiative. This is good because they're always proactive. The alpha male is the textbook leader. He's the guy others follow, often admired or envied. He's not necessarily kind, but he's effective. The alpha is the king of the pack. He thrives on visibility, recognition, and dominance. The alpha's strength lies in clarity. He knows what he wants, and he pursues it relentlessly. Picture a workplace. The alpha is the manager who takes charge in meetings, sets deadlines, and pushes the team forward. Without him, the momentum stalls. But if he himself is unchecked, his dominance can silence creativity. The alpha is necessary, but dangerous, and he likes it that way. The alpha doesn't just want power, he wants permanence. He doesn't want to do anything that isn't long-lasting. What tickles his fancy isn't the thrill of the moment, but the echo of his name long after he's gone. Here's some rare insight. Contrary to the stereotype of constant dominance, many alphas are obsessed with legacy and making the echoes of their names permanent after leaving any room. They crave systems that outlive them. Think of historical figures such as Alexander the Great or Napoleon. Their fascination wasn't just conquest, but the idea of being remembered. Think of Michael Jordan, whose presence on the court was more than skill. It was command. Alphas see life as a stage for impact, and that's why they love the spotlight so much. They believe meaning comes from direction and recognition. But deeper studies show that healthy alphas eventually shift from dominance to service-oriented leadership. They realize true power comes with stewardship. What fascinates them? Challenges that test their decisiveness. Environments where hierarchy is clear, like sports, politics, or the military. They love the thrill of being the first or only force to reckon with in any given field they participate in, and recognition is euphoric to them. His major challenge is learning that leadership doesn't necessarily mean barking orders, but that most times, the best way to lead is to be seen more as a parent who truly cares than a tyrant.
The follower is the guy who blends in. He's agreeable, supportive, and avoids confrontation. He's the one who says whatever you want in group decisions and genuinely means it. He's not weak. He's just not wired for the spotlight. He exhibits traits such as loyalty, empathy, passivity, and insecurity. What social role does he take? He supports the group, avoids conflict, and seeks approval all the time. In everyday life, the beta male is the classic follower. He's often overlooked, underestimated, invisible for the most part, and sometimes exploited. The beta is the stabilizer. He thrives on cooperation, loyalty, and trust. Think of the loyal soldier who fights not for glory, but for duty. Think of the friend who shows up when everyone else disappears. The beta's strength lies in reliability. He is the glue that holds groups together. The beta's shadow is invisibility. In a world that glorifies dominance, the beta is often overlooked. He risks being labeled as passive, submissive, or unremarkable. Yet society cannot function without betas. When they see things going smoothly, that's enough reward for them. The beta doesn't chase the spotlight, he builds everything invisibly. Major reason being that betas can be incredibly shy. His fascination lies in the quiet power of reliability. Betas are often dismissed as passive, but research shows they excel in crisis recovery and multitasking. When chaos erupts, betas stabilize the system. Their calm presence is what prevents collapse. Betas see life as a network of relationships. They believe meaning comes from continuity and trust. Unlike alphas, they don't crave recognition, they crave belonging. What fascinates them? Rituals and traditions that reinforce community, systems of order such as religion, family, and institutions. Shared experiences that deepen bonds are where betas feel at home. In relationships, the beta is often the quote-unquote nice guy. He invests in stability, long-term commitment, and emotional support. Women may overlook him at first, drawn to the alpha's flash, but many return to the beta when they seek consistency. His mantra is, "You can trust me." His major challenge is learning to assert himself and say no when necessary, without losing his cooperative nature. Picture a crisis. The alpha may give orders, which, if I may add, is very much effective. But the beta quietly ensures the plan is executed. He doesn't need the spotlight, he needs the mission to succeed. The beta is underestimated, but he is indispensable.
The loner doesn't play the game. He redesigns it. He's independent, introspective, and allergic to hierarchy. He doesn't follow, and he doesn't lead in the traditional sense. He operates outside the system, often misunderstood, but impossible to ignore. The Sigma is the lone wolf. He thrives on autonomy, mystery, and independence. Think of Batman, operating outside the system, feared and respected, but never fully understood. Think of Steve Jobs in his early years, rebelling against corporate norms, carving his own path. The Sigma's strength lies in self-sufficiency. He doesn't need the hierarchy, he builds his own. His traits are self-reliance, mystery, emotional control, and detachment. And as for some of his most evident social roles, he observes, disrupts, and reinvents. The Sigma male is the archetypal loner. He's not antisocial, he's selectively social. He doesn't chase status, but somehow ends up with it anyway. But the Sigma's shadow is isolation. His refusal to play the game can leave him disconnected. He risks being misunderstood, romanticized as mysterious, but in reality, lonely. The Sigma's appeal lies in his unpredictability. He doesn't chase attention, but attention finds him. His major challenge is learning that independence doesn't mean isolation. In relationships, the Sigma is intriguing. He attracts by mystery, by silence, by the sense that he knows something others don't. But sustaining connection requires more than allure. It requires vulnerability, which the Sigma often resists. He is powerful, but he must learn that strength without intimacy is hollow. Picture a group project. The alpha leads, the beta supports, but the sigma works alone, producing something unexpected. He disrupts the hierarchy, not by fighting it, but by ignoring it. He is both admired and resented. The sigma doesn't want the throne or the crowd, he wants the map. His euphoria lies in freedom, mastery, and mystery. Let's correct something real quick. Sigmas are not introverted alphas, like most people misinterpret them to be. Instead, they are defined by selective exposure. They choose when to reveal themselves and when to vanish. This rhythm creates magnetism. People are irresistibly drawn to what they cannot fully grasp. Sigmas see life as a personal journey. They believe that meaning in life is found in being the author of your own story. They reject hierarchies not out of rebellion, but out of indifference. What fascinates them? Solitude and mastery, especially of skills which are best refined in silence. They also like niche interests, such as philosophy, art, or unconventional entrepreneurship. They can never get enough of knowledge, and they completely thrive in environments where autonomy is absolute.
And that's just the beginning. In Part 2, we'll uncover how these archetypes adapt to partners, how they handle pressure and tests from women, what they secretly fear, and the situations where their personalities shine or struggle the most. Don't miss it. The real story starts next. Till then, stop chasing and start choosing.